My father's words hit harder than any punch. Standing in our driveway with a duffel bag in my hands, I watched him slam the door. 24 years old, homeless, all because my sister Emma pointed her finger at me and screamed about a missing necklace. The necklace cost $9,000. Emma claimed I stole it. Dad believed her without question. My name is Jake Morrison. 3 days ago, I had a family. I grew up in the Morrison house on Maple Street. Dad worked construction. Mom died when I was 16. Emma, my younger sister, became the princess of the family after that. Whatever Emma wanted, Emma got. I never minded. She was my little sister. I worked 2 jobs to help with bills. Mornings at the auto shop, evenings at the diner. Dad appreciated it. At least I thought he did. Emma worked part-time at a jewelry store downtown. She loved expensive things, always talking about diamonds and gold, always wanting what she couldn't afford. Last Tuesday started like any other day. I came home from the shop around 6. Emma's car sat in the driveway. Dad's truck was there too. I walked into chaos. Emma stood in the living room, tears streaming down her face. Her hands shook as she held her phone. "It's gone," she sobbed. "The necklace is gone." Dad looked up from his recliner. His face was stone. "What necklace?" I asked. Emma's eyes locked onto mine. Something cold flickered there. "The one I borrowed from work," she said, "for the wedding this weekend. It was in my room, now it's gone." My stomach dropped. "You borrowed a $9,000 necklace?" "My manager trusts me," Emma snapped. "I have to return it Monday or they'll call the police." Dad stood up slowly. "We need to find it." We tore the house apart. Every drawer, every closet, every cushion on every piece of furniture. Nothing. Emma cried harder with each empty search. Dad's jaw got tighter. "Someone took it," Emma finally said. The words hung in the air like poison gas. Dad's eyes found mine. "Jake, you've been in Emma's room lately." "No," I said. "Why would I go in there?" Emma's sobs got louder. "I left it on my dresser, right there in the jewelry box. Someone had to take it." "Who else has been in the house?" Dad asked. Emma wiped her nose. "Nobody, just us." The accusation built slowly, like storm clouds gathering. "Jake," Dad said quietly, "empty your pockets." The words hit like ice water. "You think I stole it?" "Just to empty them." I pulled out my wallet, my keys, some loose change, a receipt from lunch. Dad wasn't satisfied. "Your room too." We searched my bedroom together. Dad went through everything. My dresser drawers, under my mattress, inside my closet. He found nothing because there was nothing to find. Emma watched from my doorway. Her tears had stopped. Her eyes were calculating now. "Maybe he hid it somewhere else," she said softly. "I didn't take your damn necklace," I snapped. "Then where is it?" Emma's voice rose. "It was there this morning. Now it's gone. You're the only one who could have taken it." Dad looked between us, his daughter and his son, his princess and his disappointment. He chose his side. "Jake, if you took it, just tell us where it is. We can fix this." "I didn't take it." Emma's face crumpled again. Fresh tears appeared. "He's lying, Dad. I know he is. He's been acting weird lately. Distant." I had been distant. Work was stressing me out. Bills were piling up. But that didn't make me a thief. "Check his car," Emma suggested. We went outside. Dad searched my beat-up Honda, under the seats, in the glove compartment, the trunk. Still nothing. "He probably sold it already," Emma said. $9,000 is a lot of money for someone like Jake." Someone like Jake. Her own brother. Dad's face hardened. "Is that what this is about? Money? I don't need to steal from my own family." "Then explain where it went." I couldn't. The necklace was gone. I was the only suspect. Emma's tears were very convincing. Dad made his decision. "Pack your things," he said. "I want you out." The words didn't register at first. "What?" "Pack your things and get out of my house." Emma's crying intensified. Perfect timing. "Dad, please," I said. "I'm your son." My son wouldn't steal from his sister. I packed one bag, 24 years of life in one duffel bag. Dad watched me from the doorway, his arms crossed, his mind made up. Emma stayed in her room, probably celebrating. At the front door, Dad delivered his final verdict. You're a thief and a liar, and I never want to see you again. The door slammed. The lock clicked. I stood on the porch where I used to live. My phone buzzed, a text from Emma. Hope it was worth it. I drove to a motel on the edge of town, $28 a night. The room smelled like cigarettes and broken dreams. The bed was harder than concrete. The shower barely worked. I stared at the water-stained ceiling and wondered how my life fell apart so fast. My phone rang, my buddy Tyler from the auto shop. Heard what happened, he said. Emma's telling everyone you stole from her. The humiliation burned. I didn't steal anything. I know, man, but people are talking. Boss heard about it too. My stomach dropped. And he's worried about having a thief around customer cars with their stuff inside. I closed my eyes. I'm fired. I'm sorry, Jake. I tried to talk to him. The diner fired me the next day. Same reason. Can't have thieves handling money and working around customers. 2 days, lost my family, my home, and both jobs. Emma's plan was working perfectly. I had enough money for maybe a week at the motel. After that, I'd be sleeping in my car if I could keep making payments on it. But something Emma said kept bothering me. She claimed the necklace was for a wedding this weekend. Whose wedding? I started thinking about Emma's friends, her social circle, her Instagram posts. Emma loved showing off. She posted everything, every meal, every outfit, every night out. I scrolled through her recent photos. There, 3 days ago, a picture of Emma at dinner with her friend Jessica. The caption read, Girls' night before Jess's big day. Jessica was getting married this weekend, but Emma told Dad she borrowed the necklace for the wedding. Not Jessica's wedding, just the wedding. Like she didn't want to be specific. I kept scrolling, more photos. Emma at a bar, Emma at the mall, Emma trying on clothes. Wait, I zoomed in on a photo from last week. Emma and Jessica at some fancy restaurant. Emma wore a black dress. Around her neck was a stunning diamond necklace. The caption, feeling like a queen tonight. The photo was taken 5 days ago, but Emma said she just borrowed the necklace from work. Why would she already be wearing it 5 days ago? I screenshot the photo and kept digging. More pictures. Emma at different places, different outfits. But in 3 separate photos from the past 2 weeks, she wore the same necklace. She'd been wearing it for weeks, not days. This wasn't a borrowed necklace for a wedding. This was Emma's necklace, somehow. But where did she get $9,000? I thought about Emma's job at the jewelry store, part-time sales, maybe 20 hours a week, minimum wage plus small commissions. No way she could afford a $9,000 necklace, unless she didn't pay for it. My blood went cold. What if Emma stole the necklace from her work? What if she'd been wearing it around town like it was hers? What if her manager finally noticed it was missing? What if Emma needed a scapegoat? Her own brother would be perfect. I needed proof. Real proof. I drove to the jewelry store where Emma worked. Prestige Jewelers on Main Street. Fancy place with security cameras and well-dressed salespeople. I waited across the street until I saw Emma's manager, a woman in her 50s with perfectly styled gray hair. I'd met her once at Emma's work party. Her name was Patricia. Patricia came out for a smoke break. I approached carefully. Excuse me, Patricia? She looked up, confused. You're Emma's brother, right? Jake, yes, I need to ask you something about the necklace. Her face darkened. That's between Emma and the police now. Police, my heart hammered. When did you first notice it was missing? Patricia studied my face. Emma said you might come around, playing innocent. I didn't steal anything. When did you notice it was gone? Yesterday morning, Emma came in crying, said her brother stole the necklace she borrowed for a wedding. Yesterday morning, but Emma claimed it went missing Tuesday night. She borrowed it Tuesday, I asked. Patricia's eyes narrowed. She borrowed it 3 weeks ago for some dinner date. I trusted her because she's been a good employee. 3 weeks ago, just like the photos showed. And you didn't notice it missing until yesterday? Emma said she was keeping it safe at home until the wedding. I trusted her. The pieces clicked together. Emma borrowed the necklace 3 weeks ago. She'd been wearing it around town, living like a rich girl. Then something happened. Maybe Patricia asked for it back. Maybe there was an inventory check coming. Emma panicked. She needed the necklace to disappear and someone else to take the blame. Enter Jake Morrison, the convenient brother. Patricia, I need you to know I never stole that necklace. Emma's been wearing it for weeks. Check her Instagram. I showed Patricia the photos on my phone. Emma wearing the necklace at different events, different dates. Patricia's face went white. She told me she only wore it once, Patricia whispered. She's been wearing it all over town, and now she's saying I stole it to cover up whatever really happened to it. Patricia looked at the photos again. Her hands shook slightly. I need to call the police, she said. Good. Tell them to check Emma's story, all of it. I drove back to the motel with my first real hope in days. The truth was coming out. But Emma wasn't going down without a fight. My phone exploded with calls. Dad, Emma. Numbers I didn't recognize. I answered Dad's call. The police want to talk to you, he said. His voice was cold. Good. I want to talk to them too. Don't make this worse than it already is. It can't get worse, Dad. You already threw me out and called me a thief. Silence. Just turn yourself in, he said finally. I didn't do anything wrong. I hung up. Emma called next. I let it go to voicemail. Jake, I know you're scared, but running won't help. Just bring back the necklace and we can work this out. I'll talk to Dad. Maybe he'll let you come home. Her voice was sweet, concerned. The perfect, worried sister. But I heard the panic underneath. The police called an hour later. Detective Rodriguez wanted to meet. I agreed immediately. We met at the station. Detective Rodriguez was a tired-looking man in his 40s. He'd probably seen every scam in the book. Your sister says you stole a necklace, he began. My sister is lying. I showed him the Instagram photos, explained the timeline, told him about my conversation with Patricia. Detective Rodriguez studied the photos carefully. These are from different weeks, he said. Exactly. Emma's been wearing that necklace for 3 weeks. She didn't just borrow it for a wedding. So where is it now? That was the question. If Emma had been wearing it for weeks, where did it go? I think Emma lost it or broke it, I said. Maybe she was out partying and it fell off. Maybe someone stole it from her. But instead of admitting she was irresponsible with her manager's property, she blamed me. Detective Rodriguez nodded slowly. We'll need to investigate further. What about Emma's story? Are you checking it? We check everything. I left the police station feeling cautiously optimistic. The truth was getting harder for Emma to hide, but she wasn't done yet. That night, someone threw a brick through my motel room window. A note was attached. Thieves get what they deserve. The motel manager wasn't happy. He wanted me gone. I can't have this kind of trouble, he said. Find somewhere else. I gathered my things and slept in my car that night, in a Walmart parking lot like a homeless person. Because I was homeless. My phone buzzed with text messages. People from town who'd heard Emma's story. Stealing from your own sister? Disgusting. Hope they lock you up. Your poor father. How could you do this to your family? Emma had poisoned everyone against me. Even people who'd known me for years believed her lies. I was the town pariah now. But the next morning brought unexpected help. Jessica, Emma's friend who was getting married, called me. Jake, I need to tell you something. We met at a coffee shop on the other side of town. Jessica looked nervous. Emma didn't borrow that necklace for my wedding, she said. My heart jumped. What do you mean? She's been wearing it for weeks, to bars, to dinners, everywhere. She told people it was hers. Did she say how she got it? Jessica looked around nervously. She said she had a rich boyfriend buying her things. A rich boyfriend. Emma never mentioned any boyfriend to the family. Who is he? I don't know. She was secretive about it, but she's been spending money like crazy lately. New clothes, expensive dinners, fancy hotels. This was bigger than a stolen necklace. Emma was living a double life. Jessica, will you tell the police what you just told me? She hesitated. Emma's my friend. Emma's trying to send her brother to jail for something he didn't do. Jessica's face crumpled. I know. That's why I called you. We went to the police station together. Jessica told Detective Rodriguez everything about Emma's weeks of wearing the necklace, about the mysterious rich boyfriend, about Emma's sudden expensive lifestyle. Detective Rodriguez took notes carefully. "We'll need to bring Emma in for more questions," he said. That afternoon, Emma's world started falling apart. Detective Rodriguez called her into the station. I wasn't there, but Jessica texted me updates. Emma stuck to her original story at first. She borrowed the necklace Tuesday. Jake stole it that night. Then Detective Rodriguez showed her the Instagram photos. Emma tried to explain them away. Different necklace. Fake jewelry that looks similar. Then he told her about Jessica's statement. Emma's story began changing. She admitted wearing the necklace for weeks, but she claimed she had permission. Patricia, the manager, was called in. She confirmed Emma only had permission to borrow it once for one evening. Emma broke down. The tears were real this time. She admitted she'd been wearing the necklace without permission. She'd been pretending to be someone she wasn't, living a fantasy life. But she still claimed I stole it from her room. Then where is it now? Detective Rodriguez asked. Emma's answer changed everything. I don't know, she sobbed. It was gone when I woke up Wednesday morning. Wednesday morning, not Tuesday night like she originally claimed. You said your brother stole it Tuesday night. I was confused. It was Wednesday. What happened Tuesday night? Emma's face went white. She asked for a lawyer. But it was too late. Her story had too many holes. Detective Rodriguez called me that evening. We're not pressing charges against you, he said. Your sister's story doesn't hold up. Relief flooded through me. What about Emma? That's between her and her employer, and possibly us, depending on what we find out. I wanted to feel victorious, but mostly I felt empty. My sister had tried to destroy my life to save herself. My father had believed her without question. Some victories don't feel like winning. The next morning, Dad called. The police said you didn't take the necklace. That's right. Long silence. Emma's story, it doesn't make sense. No, it doesn't. Maybe I was too quick to judge. Maybe. 24 years of being his son, and he chose to believe I was a thief based on Emma's tears. I'd like you to come home, Dad said quietly. I don't think so. Jake, you're my son. You made it clear I wasn't, when it mattered. I hung up. But the story wasn't over yet. 2 days later, the truth finally came out. Emma had been dating a married man, a wealthy businessman from the next town over. He'd been buying her expensive gifts and taking her to fancy places. She wore the stolen necklace on one of their dates to a hotel bar across town. She got drunk, very drunk. When she woke up the next morning, the necklace was gone. She'd either lost it or someone took it while she was passed out. The married man wanted nothing to do with her after that night. Too messy, too risky. Emma panicked. She had to return the necklace to work, but it was gone. She'd have to admit she stole it and lived a lie for weeks, unless someone else took the blame. Her brother Jake was perfect. He needed money. He had access to her room. Who would believe him over her? She just hadn't counted on the Instagram photos. Or Jessica's conscience. The full truth came out when Detective Rodriguez found security footage from the hotel bar. Emma, clearly drunk, leaving with a stranger. A man who wasn't her married boyfriend. The man was identified, a petty thief who targeted drunk women at hotel bars. He still had the necklace when police arrested him. Emma was charged with theft. Patricia fired her immediately. The married man's wife found out about the affair. His life fell apart too. Emma's house of lies collapsed completely. But my relationship with Dad was still broken. He called several times. I didn't answer. He came to find me at the auto shop where Tyler helped me get my job back. I was wrong, Dad said simply. Yes, you were. I should have believed you. You should have at least listened to me. Dad looked older than I remembered. The past week had aged him. Emma was your mother's favorite, he said quietly. After your mom died, I guess I tried to make up for that. I spoiled her. You chose her over me. I chose wrong. We stood in the garage bay, tools and car parts around us, the smell of motor oil and regret. I don't know how to fix this, Dad said. I don't either. will you come home? I thought about it. The house on Maple Street, my old room, family dinners and football games on TV. But I also thought about Dad's face when he told me to pack my things, the certainty in his voice when he called me a thief. I need time, I said. Dad nodded. I understand. He turned to leave, then stopped. Jake? Yeah, I'm proud of you for fighting for the truth, for not giving up. It was something. Not enough, but something. Emma tried to call me after her court date. She got probation and community service. She had to pay restitution to the jewelry store. I didn't answer her calls either. Tyler found me an apartment across town, small but clean, a place to start over. I kept both jobs, saved money, built a new life. 6 months later, Dad and I started talking again, slowly, carefully. We met for coffee once a week, neutral ground. We talked about work, about sports, about everything except Emma and the necklace. Trust was harder to rebuild than a relationship. Emma moved away after her probation ended. Some city down south where nobody knew her story. She sent me a letter before she left. I'm sorry was all it said. Sorry didn't give me back those weeks of being homeless. Sorry didn't erase the humiliation. Sorry didn't fix what she broke between Dad and me, but it was something. Not enough, but something. A year later, Dad asked me to come to Sunday dinner. Just us, he said, like it used to be. I went. We ate pot roast and watched football. We didn't talk about Emma. We didn't talk about the necklace. We didn't talk about trust or forgiveness or second chances. We just sat together, father and son, trying to find our way back to each other. It wasn't perfect. It might never be perfect. But it was a start. The house on Maple Street felt different now, smaller somehow, like I'd outgrown it during my time away. I didn't move back in. My apartment was home now. But I came for dinner sometimes, and Dad came to see my place. We were rebuilding, slowly, carefully. The truth had set me free, but freedom came with a price. I'd learned that family loyalty only works when it goes both ways. I'd learned that trust, once broken, becomes something different when repaired, stronger in some ways, more fragile in others. I'd learned that sometimes the people who should believe in you the most are the first to doubt you. But I'd also learned that truth has its own power. It might take time to surface, but it always finds a way. Emma's lies had given her temporary protection, but permanent consequences. My honesty had given me temporary pain, but permanent strength. Standing in my apartment, looking out at the city lights, I thought about that night in the motel room. The water-stained ceiling, the smell of cigarettes and broken dreams. I'd been at the bottom then, homeless, jobless, friendless. But I'd climbed back up, not to where I was before, but to somewhere better, somewhere I'd earned. My phone buzzed, a text from Dad. Proud of you, son. 3 words, but they meant everything. Because this time I knew he meant them. This time I knew they were true.